Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Thank you again for being here and being interested in my channel, in my advice and what I have to say. It really means a lot. Now let's start with today's questions. The first one is from a 26-year-old female. Pregnancy scares me. I used to be so sure I wanted kids, but the past 3 years I've been terrified of having a child. Could this possibly change again in the future or if I accidentally got pregnant? My best friend didn't want kids till she had one, and she's such a good mom. I really just don't want to mess up like my parents did to my brother and I. My boyfriend 100% wants kids one day, and I'm not sure if I do. I know it changes your body and life forever, and I don't know if I'm strong enough for that. I kind of told my boyfriend that I was scared of having a kid, and he said, "You're going to deprive me of being a father." I know he was messing with me, but it really made me start thinking, what should I do with the baby? You're 26, so you're still young and have plenty of time to think long and hard about this decision. Yes, your feelings can absolutely change again in the future or if you accidentally get pregnant, but it may not. I would suggest you use methods of birth control right now so you prevent pregnancy since you currently do not want kids. And just because your parents messed up with you and your brother doesn't necessarily mean you will do the same. In fact, it's very common for people to grow up and do the opposite of what their parents did. It also does not necessarily change the body forever. It can go either way. Some women's bodies change while others stay the same, and some have even lost weight. From what I've seen, it will absolutely change your life forever. It takes a lot of hard work in being a good mom, but we can all do it. It is challenging and demanding, but it is also very rewarding and truly a blessing. The one thing I can say about being a mom myself is that the love a mother feels for their child is unlike any other. But not every woman wants this for herself, and in cases like that, it's best to avoid pregnancy. I think you should give yourself some time, and when you're absolutely sure about having children, then start trying. Struggling with my boyfriend. He works full-time and doesn't have a lot of money left over after paying rent and bills, which results in me paying for us when we go out. He lives alone and is 35. I know the economy is really hard right now, so I have empathy for the situation. But long-term, I cannot be in this relationship if nothing changes financially on his end. I don't know what to do. So on one hand, you're acknowledging the fact that the economy is really bad right now and you claim you have empathy, but your intention is to leave him if his financial situation doesn't change. Okay. So the man works full-time, pays all the bills. He's not someone who is unemployed and sits home all day. So you shouldn't have an issue with paying for other things. And if you do, then this relationship simply is not for you. He needs someone who is understanding, supportive, and patient, and you want someone who can fully provide for you financially. So you may just be wasting his time and he may be wasting your time, because if like you said, if his situation doesn't change, you cannot be in this relationship. So let's say it does not change, or it doesn't change a great deal. So I think you should inform him of your intention and just move on so you both can find someone compatible. I have a weird bump on my rectum. Should I be seen by a doctor? So I personally would, especially if it was unusual, if it's painful, or if it lasts for days or weeks. Doctors have seen it all, so don't be ashamed or embarrassed. Just think about your health, which is extremely important. I have a concern I hope someone can advise me on. I live in a townhouse and my new attached neighbors smoke marijuana day and night. I can smell it in my home. I think it comes through the vent. I tried talking to them about it to no avail. I went to HOA and they told me there was nothing I can do because they are in their own home. I am too embarrassed to invite friends over, thinking they may think I'm the one smoking. How do I handle this? I think you should just be straightforward and honest with your friends and tell them the situation. If these are your friends, then they should believe you. I don't see why they would doubt you unless they had another good reason. Having neighbors who smoke marijuana and it getting through vents is something that happens a lot. Unfortunately, when you choose to live in a townhouse, these are some of the issues that you may have to deal with. I would get one of those air purifiers specifically for smoke. So if you can, you should purchase that. I've heard those work very well. Long story short, my first love went to prison for 10 years and I was devastated. No matter what I did or said, the drugs and quote unquote fast life were more important. He called me 2 years ago apologizing and saying all the right things. Fast forward, he is getting out in a week. He's not trying to move in with me, but he does want to reconnect. I guess my question is, what are the odds he is actually a changed man? Has anyone had love after a lockup situation actually work out for the best? Or am I in over my head here? In this case, I'm not sure if he was doing drugs or selling drugs, but either way, when a person is locked up and away from the streets and the freedom and the criminal behaviors and their head is clear, it's very easy to reflect on everything they've done. Sometimes they genuinely feel regret and want to change to be better and do better. And when they get out, they do end up improving their lifestyle. Based on statistics, the majority of them, whether they had good intentions or not, do go back to their old criminal, toxic, self-destructive behaviors. He may be saying the right things, but you have to see action. So with all that being said, you should wait a few months and find out what he's been up to, what he's doing, how he's surviving on the outside, and take it from there. I would not take his word for it. I would want to see some hardcore proof, and if he has not changed, I would move on. We are at the end of this video, and today I want to close with a beautiful deep quote from the late Mahatma Gandhi. For those of you who do not know who he is, I suggest you look him up and read about his story. It's quite remarkable. The greatness of humanity is not in being human, but in being humane. Thank you all. Until next time, take care and God bless.